So, und da sind wir auch schon wieder zurück. Morning events. Can be. What can be, Marcus? My dad just sent me an old mail about the consideration in orders. A certain someone was dispatched there recently by order of City Hall. Is there some sort of issue with that? It's not a big deal, really. Just my dad's been in kind of a tough spot in orders, what with his partial demotion and all. It could get messy for him. All I can do is hope he keeps on fighting the good fight. Don't know what all the details, but Marcus seems pretty worried about his dad. Never mind, but he might be able to get us over to orders. Hey Marcus, would you be up for sneaking to orders with me again? Even if the defense force there, we might still have a chance to go via Valimar. You mean it? Thanks, there's actually a few things I've been wanting to check on over there. If you could just get in touch with my dad and help him work this out, it would mean a word to me. No time wasted then, let's get going. Schon wieder für Bonding-Events trotzdem einfach überall wieder reinsnaken. I think Governor Regnitz to headed to orders with Valimar's help. One of the governors that was waiting for them in orders and escorted them to the mansion with the utmost secrecy. Thank you, Marcus and Rean. You risk a lot to come back here. I meant to report on what was happening, lady. I guess I've made you worry. Just wanted to check in and make sure everything was alright. Seems like new problems are sprouting up faster than wheeze. Right, like the National Mobilization Laws, Conscription and Requisition Council. Yeah, we's the Government Accountability Inspectorate falls under the Judicial Branch. The Ministry of Justice is an executive agency where the Conscription and Requisitions Council was only recently established. As the name suggests, they have the authority to requisition and conscript according to the law. So one of the council members was sent to orders and is now carrying out the law. But this person is only targeting nobles. Yes, that's the information I've received from Vincent and the Farrell family. They seem to be currently seizing assets way beyond what the law permits. Some noble families are now on the verge of bankruptcy. They're taking this way too far. It's almost as if they have a grudge against nobles. But that can't be right. The nobility themselves. Indeed. One of us is the son of a count who was once in marriage talks with the Cayenne family. Depending on what happens, it would go against the secret non-intervention agreement with the nobles that Hugo and Vincent negotiated. I don't have the authority to execute anything now, but it's necessary to have oversight as a member of the Inspectorate. Well, I'll do all I can to help now that I'm here. This all sounds very familiar. Found the intrusion going on, Regnitz. Has something happened? One of the council members currently exercising their duties at the harbor. The cargo transport ship shared by the noble families has been forcibly requisitioned. Alright, let's get started. It shouldn't take too long since we're splitting the documents between us. Once they've been categorized, we will send them out to the appropriate squadrons. Understood? You guys. What are you kids doing here? This is a restricted area. Hey, you in the glasses. Haven't I seen you somewhere before? You know this guy, Marcus? Yeah, the feeling you want me to meet here. It's been a while, Alfred. I haven't seen you since his funeral. You mean... Well, first I get to see your dad again, and now you, Marcus. It's good to see you. Sounds like you've been doing some good work at Forest and with the Government Accountability Inspectorate. Man, you're pretty grown. If I remember right, Marcus's cousin was in a relationship with the noble son of a count. But the Cayenne family butted in and caused everything to fall apart. You're no longer at City Hall. You're part of the executive committee that pushed the National Mobilization Law through, right? Yeah, I applied right after that law was passed. I didn't ask to be transferred to orders, that was just coincidence. Everything that happened, I figured I was in no position to face you or your father. See. I'm not here in any official capacity, but there's still something I need to ask you. What exactly are you planning when you seized the ship? According to my father, the nobility intended to be an emergency resource for refugees and victims of war. Even to a national mobilization law in place, seizing supplies meant to support citizens won't be allowed. Under circumstances, I agree with you. But the law can be interpreted in a lot of different ways. I've already had this policy approved by the committee. I argued that since the nobles have resources to spare, they should shoulder the lion's share of the burden. That's how you got around it. So it's true, you're not even hiding the fact that you're robbing the nobility blind. That is blatant abuse of statutory interpretation. With all the experience, you have to know that. Marcus, you remember the Civil War? You were there, after all. You've seen firsthand the suffering the nobles' foolishness has caused. And the four great houses are the rulers of all. Yes, they've paid reparations, but it's not enough. They've held back the progress of the empire and its people for generations. We have to make them pay for everything they've done. If we are to overcome this war and create a brighter future, they must pay. What is this? Thought so. Arthur, listen to me. You can't do this. This isn't what Elsa would want. What? This whole time I've been trying to understand why you support the national mobilization law. I mean, you're from a noble family yourself. Why would you be so harsh on other nobles? But I think I have my answer now. You've never forgiven yourself for Elsa's death. The pressure from the nobility, the things you said, they've been weighing on you all these years. But I told her I'd treasure her as my mistress instead if she just accepted that we couldn't be married. I just don't understand it. Why would you take her own life? What am I saying? What good will it do to me to repent now when it's too late? You see? You've regretted it all this time and those feelings festered. Forgive me, but I've been keeping tabs on you in my spare time. But after Elsa died, you left City Hall and continued working for a different department. Your ties with the Cayenne household were completely cut, and you're as good as disowned by your own family. Despite all that, in your own way, you've been trying to change the Empire's nobility. It's all been to atone for what happened to Elsa, isn't it? Oh. I don't deserve those words. Believe me, I know how you feel. Back then, I hated the nobles and how powerless I was to change anything. We must have lost any remaining faith in them, thanks to the Civil War. So you used the National Mobilization Law to erode their power and put them into the line of fire. But this isn't right. It doesn't matter what dirty tactics your foes use or how much the odds are stacked against you. I believe in it all. If we really want to change the world, we have to do it by the book. And I know. I tried to do things legit, but it wasn't enough. No one's ever going to change anything that way. Not alone, we can't. Can only speak for myself, but I haven't given in yet. My cousin's death hit me hard. Just like you, I started to give in to my hatred. By the time I spent in Class 7, gave me a new outlook on the world and led me to the Inspectorate. I know there's a better way out there for you. I will find it. It's the least I can do for the man my cousin loved. Marcus. You really have become a fine young man. But me, I haven't grown as a person at all. How can I face you or your father after everything I've done? You shouldn't worry so much. Just come forward and face us head on. Honor ignorance. For better or worse, I'm going to stick out my post as Imperial Governor from here on. But I can't do it alone. I'm going to need the help of young tenants like Rean and Marcus. That goes for you too, Arthur. We've worked together before and we can work together again. I think this is what else I would want. I agree. What do you say, Arthur? Will you work with us to change this country for the better? Marcus. I messed up again, didn't I? Sorry, Hessa, what have I done? I've released the cargo ship and returned it to its rightful owner. Though it continued working with the National Mobilization Law Committee, he promised to change his ways and revise the requisition policies. Looks like it turned out okay, huh, Marcus? Yeah, I feel like I finally found some closure, too. Thank you, Rean. I don't think I'd ever have found the words to get through to Arthur if I hadn't met you. If I've grown at all, it's only thanks to you and Juices. And the rest of Class 7, too. Well, you're welcome. But you've helped me out, too. I think I can put a little more trust in the future now. Who knows? I might even be able to reach some kind of understanding with my own father. Alright. I guess none of this even compares to that. You're going to have your work cut out for you. Just know you can always count on me for anything. You good friend, Marcus. Thank you. Sehr schön. Dann... Sind die anderen alle hier unten? Fast alle. Oh, Laura. Why not? It's a serious Laura. Everything okay? Apologies, I was just lost in thought. We're able to get you and Grow back. We've been recovering our comrades one after another. But there's still the Ironbloods and Ouroboros to consider, as well as Zephyr and the Red Constellation. Can I really hope to stand up to those blocking our path? Do I truly have what it takes to serve as heir to the Assad family in the Blade Master's stead? Thoughts like that have been weighing quite heavily on my mind as of late. Alright. My sword itself is in fine condition. If there's a problem, it must lie with me. I must further on my abilities, should I wish to continue to serve as a blade of Class 7. Looks like Laura's hit a bit of a dead end, being the case. Right, maybe you could try it here. Would like to go down to service me, Laura? Or whatever for. If you intend on polishing up your skills, then I think another place. It just might help you shake off any stagnation you're feeling. Very well, I can't say no to you. So where is this place exactly? During the course of the intermission, Rean and Laura stopped on a certain island. Actually, I don't know which one's spawning event. Rionia, the same place you set of things with Crow. I suppose that would make an ideal training spot. Yeah, and it's uninhabited too, so you don't have to worry about causing damage if you go all out. I've trained alone in the mountains before, but having a whole island to myself will be new. Ist eigentlich auch sehr interessant, wie eigentlich Briona gerade so private Insel abusen. Cool bee event here, back when we were students. I doubt anyone will find us here, it's perfect. Now we should set up camp, so we may begin. First we need to establish a base camp, build a fire, and find a freshwater supply. That's good, let's do it. Laura and Rean began their training trip. After pitching the tents, finding food and water didn't take long. With preparations finished, they are able to devote themselves to improve their skills. of them were used to training in the great outdoors. They moved across the island, alternating between individual practice and sparring matches. Started to lose track of time until eventually... Yeesh, I could have sworn the forecast said it would stay dry. Maybe this is another side effect of the great Twilight, or maybe I'm just overthinking it. Perhaps the summer rains are always unpredictable. Let's give it some time, it may be over soon enough. Sure. Some time away to drain was just what I needed. Concentrating on nothing but swinging my sword has done wonders for clearing my head. I doubt this will be enough to overcome the uncertainty in my blade, though. Right. Is this about you? About your dad? Yeah. At the time, I truly believed I would black out momentarily. I felt so powerless. It was as if the ground had been pulled out from under me. The idea that it was only a burden to Emma and Gaius, that I could not save you or Millium, it was almost too much for me to bear. More than anything else, I despise myself for being so weak. As Anna said, my blade is meant to inspire and push others forward. But I was unable to do it. I couldn't even come close to my father's legacy. I knew how much Alisa and Juices must have been suffering. I couldn't do anything for them. I mean, I truly admire you for deciding to undergo the rivalries. Everyone in Class 7 is working so hard in their own way. Even Crow is breaking free from his own past. Surrounded by people with so much determination, I feel like I'm the only one who isn't doing enough. So much for being the Radiant Blade Master's daughter. I've only been riding on the coattails of my father's renown all this time. Am I truly that weak? When I consider this, I only want to run and hide from it all. This must be what is causing my lack of resolve. Is that alright? You know, Laura, you and I are really quite alike. Huh? When I was being held in the workshop, I spent too much time cursing my own weakness. Everything had gone so wrong, and it felt like it was all my fault. Like you, Rean. As a fellow practitioner of the blade, I've always kept a close eye on you and your skills. Some along the way I noticed something odd, but I couldn't quite place what it was. I don't know what that is. What do you mean? You're searching for a place to die, aren't you? I know that the Chancellor's heart beats in your chest, and that it is what's keeping the curse of the Empire alive. However, you're not like Crow. Once you die, you will not come back. They were my scars. Why are you giving up so easily? If you don't answer, then let me see if I am correct in my guess. Is it because you can't forgive yourself? The curse spreading throughout the continent, Millium's death, you blame yourself for all of it. So now you feel like you don't deserve to live, and that dying will, in some way, help you atone. Am I right? Yes, something like that. Actually, it's exactly like that. What's the point in hiding it when you can read me like a book? Kind size will be lost because of the war in the Great Twilight. None of this would be happening if I had been stronger, if I'd realized what was going on sooner. I wouldn't say I'm trying to throw my life away. It's more like I'm looking for a way to make my death mean something. It's the best way I can put it. Thought so. This may sound strange, but I'm happy you told me. I don't know what burdens you bear, and my own issues seem petty in comparison. There's a rage burning up inside me that has cut through all the pain I was feeling from losing my father. I'm not father anymore, it's also clear to me now. Oh.
もう一つ、私もやはりそうだったらしい。
Mhm. Und das ist, warum ich dieses Bonding-Event vor allem sehr im Kopf in Erinnerung habe, weil wie das Heart-to-Heart zwischen den beiden ist. Impactful.
ハリサやエマ、そしておそらくフィーもそうであるように、私もやはり女なのだろう。そなたの前ではどうしようもないくらいに、剣以外でもどんな手段を使ってでもそなたをつなぎ止めようとするくらいには。
Alright. Thank you. I feel a little better now. But here I was thinking this trip was about me cheering you up. Guess the best either of us can do is to accept our mistakes and try to get on with our lives. Yeah, but I know us. We helps two people band together and encourage growth in one another. I will endeavor to not let this weakness of mine hold me back. I must do the same. There may be others you wish to be with instead of me, but could we stay like this just a little longer? Of course. Und ich finde es ein bisschen schade, dass vor allem so diese kleine Character-Detail über Rean, dass er nach einem Platz zum Sterben sucht, dass er nur in so einem Bonding-Event drin ist, finde ich irgendwie, ist zum Teil cool, aber finde ich auch irgendwie schade. Ah, that was a pretty intense storm. It looked like we'll be able to train some more now. Yes. Are you alright? Don't tell me you're embarrassed now. But of course not. Just surprised I could be so bold. Anyway, it's time to focus. We came here to train, remember? I never knew Kurodawa could be so cute. Alright. We're trying extra hard now to make up for the lost time. Got to get over our weaknesses and help each other grow, right? Indeed. Start. We all returned to camp for lunch, feeling refreshed and more relaxed than they had been in days. After an intense training session, they headed back to the ship. By the way, ich bin ganz so ein bisschen leicht abgelenkt, weil ich, wie ihr schon mal in der Vergangenheit mitbekommen habt, ich gucke immer gerne für die Welt und die machen gerade wieder eine Sonderedition. Und jetzt singt er gerade Lebt dein Traum. Leb deinen Traum, denn er wird wahr. Tiki Mon Opening. Eines der besten Openings, das es gibt. Ja, ich wollte es nicht schon anmerken lassen, dass ich ein bisschen abgelenkt bin, enttäuscht im Stream, aber sorry, wenn die mit Dicke unbedingt anfangen, I can't. Und jetzt mal hab's geschaut, aber dadurch, dass es dieses Mal einfach nur ein Day One ist und die Folge und sowas ein bisschen später kommt und ja, ist nicht so sehr geschaut. Aber wenn sie halt einfach lebt ein Raum, come on. What's the fluorescent suitcase, Your Highness? Well, I'm just preparing myself, is all. I was wondering if you could make a stop by Ulster once the opportunity allows. I see, it's Olivia's childhood hometown. State funeral for the victims has already been performed in Heimdall. The remains, however, were completely incinerated, though the grave itself is quite extravagant. It's actually envy. No matter how I thought about it, I just couldn't picture my brother's soul laying to rest there. I'd just like to go back to this old home just once, to lay some flowers there. Your Highness. Just a personal whim of mine, really. We can talk more about it when the time is right. I should instead be thinking of what kind of contributions I can make for the ship, shouldn't I? I'm a member of the crew before I'm a princess. Don't hesitate to assign me my fair share of the work. And so it is shared at home, huh? You should pay my respects too. If you're up for it, Your Highness, I could have wedding materials there. I'd like to go pay my respects to Prince Olivier as well. Rean? I would really appreciate it. Thank you. Inhaven took Valimar to a remote region of Erebonia. They went downtown to take care not to be conspicuous. Oh, we made it. Sorry for making you carry so much, Rean. Oh no, I'm glad I could help, and it's really not so much to carry, I assure you. Well, I think I can tell what this is just by the weight of it. Mm-hmm. Really interested in what she was talking with Sandy about earlier. This is where the Langheim's household was. This is where I was born and raised. I've been wanting to make a visit, but it burned down before I could. You know, those of Class 7 actually did stop by, back during the Civil War. Journey others told me about it, that the lightning struck it a few months ago. Could have been some kind of omen. Anyway, I'd like to offer some flowers and pay our respects. See, this monument it's... Something the matter? Oh, someone laid out a rose already. They must have some idea and got here before. They must have had the same idea and got here before us. I think I know who. The black ribbons used by Arnor house in times of mourning. It must have been Cedric. Oh. What exactly is going through his mind? There's this, but what happened with the crimson rings in the first place? Thinks that he has the right to mourn Olivier. But I suppose the same could be said about me. Your Highness? Ask Emma and Celine about the rivalries, Rean. If you do wind up facing off against Cedric, if you feel any pity or sympathy for him, you must bury it, even if it's a matter of life or death. Your Highness. Rean, you have always been so gentle by nature. To be honest, if you do end up fighting Cedric, I worry that your kindness could cause you to hesitate. To prevent him from doing any more damage than he already has. Robin, I'm afraid I can't allow myself to do that. When it comes to Prince Cedric, I have Kurt to consider as well. But I have to think about you too. I'm not under the illusion that everything going forward will be anything but complicated. This Prince Cedric that we are talking about, your twin brother and the person closest to you in a lot of ways, Your Highness. What happens with the rivalries is not set in stone. I think that the best thing is for you to think about what you yourself would like to do. Once I know how I can help, I'll do anything and everything in my power to do so. Rean, still have a lot to figure out, with things as they are. I think that Elise would just laugh. But it's true, with father out of commission and with mother being held captive, I must face Cedric in place of Olivier. Even simply as his only sister, I will think of matters carefully. I won't run away from this. Sounds like a good idea to me, Your Highness. And Cedric also offered flowers here. I think that it conveys a certain sentiment. Thanks, Rean. Alright, actually had something I wanted to do here. You know the case I've been making you look around? Louis' loot. I was almost sure that it was a loot. Is it? Yes, it is. A most beloved souvenir from Olivier's travels to Liberal. I've actually been taking the odd lesson here and there. I just might be able to hash my way through a song or two. According to Sandy, the mayor's out at the moment, so we are not pressed for time. It's good. The whole situation with the mayor sure is strange. I mustn't stand by, so I can't see a reason why we'd need to hurry. I'd be honored if you would play for me, Your Highness. I'm a little nervous. Okay, deep breath and... Sorry, as I would relate a bit earlier, it really was. When he decides is throwing me off. It really can make a big difference. I think this particular dude is a little big for most women. That was Amber, right? Do you mind if I play a little too? That's right, at least mentioned you know how to play the lute. It explains why you were such a perfect lead guitar for your performance at the Academy Festival 2 years ago. I suppose so. My dad gave me some lessons growing up. I'm no virtuoso, but it's a pretty famous song, so maybe we can make our way through it. Brightly shooting stars, leaving trails in the skies. Like a guiding light, they show me the way to your eyes. This yearning passion tears my heart in twain. And the cruel moon mocks my pain. If this fleeting dream shall never be, a single wound will remain in my heart for all to see. Our passionate first and final kiss. Your tears to me are an amber bliss. Let us admire this eternal love. It was lovely, Rean. Really lovely. You might even be better than Olivier. Thanks, but given how often he plays this lute, I'd be surprised if that were the case. Hearing the song again really takes me back though. I used to listen to it a lot when I was little. Seems that Olivier's mother, it seemed that Ariel really loved it. The song is how she expressed her feelings when she refused father's marriage proposal back when he was the crown prince. I feel like I can imagine your performance from Olivier's eyes. See? His Majesty the Emperor told me she refused his proposal, but I didn't know this song played a role in it. It looks like Olivier was filled with the same sentiment. I get a feeling that the basic ideas and emotions we have as people don't really change much from generation to generation. Mine as well. Hmm? You think that we'll be finding out Elise's whereabouts sooner rather than later? You're going to find her, Rean. Find her and bring her back. I think that fate has set this course. If someone is kind enough to assert that, it does make you focus and face what lies ahead of you. That's exactly what I tend to do as well. There's any time to be reserved, right here in this situation. I should already would be in total agreement if he were here, though my thoughts regarding Cedric here are less clear. Wie viele Liebeserklärungen werden wir noch bekommen?
2年前のパンタグリュエル、私を解放してくださったあの日から。親友の兄君に対してではなく、エレボニアの公女としてでもなく、一人の娘として、あなたという人。
Think that your lovely performance charmed this out of me, Rean. And you don't need to give me an answer or anything, okay? Just wanted to share how I feel about you. I think that a lot of things might change for you when Elise is back. And once the real battle begins, I don't think that there will be any chances like this. Her Highness. Should we be heading back to the ship then? We still need to determine where Elise is. I actually think that I might be able to help her out. Aww. Rean and Alvin departed Ulster after giving their best to Sandy and the others. We returned to the Merkaba. Unwarning. The princess carried a loot case on the way back, saying that she could handle it on her own now. Gut. Ja, wir können einige Liebeserklärungen noch bekommen. Ich glaube, das ist relativ obvious. Not bad, if I say so myself. Doing some practice, I see. Your movements there felt really natural. Yeah, surprised even me, to be honest. But I guess it's to be expected after having crossed swords with Lieutenant Colonel Neidhart. Being able to hold my ground against one of Muller's sworn friends was a big moment for me. I can imagine. Looks like I have to thank the Lieutenant Colonel in general for that sometime. Definitely, but maybe not quite yet. I imagine Prince Eric is also steadily improving his skills. Maybe I should start searching for that thing Uncle Sex told me about. Uncle Sex told him to look for something? I don't know what it could be. Oh, this is the spawning rent. That's thing your uncle wants you to search for. I assume there must be some big story behind it. I'd like to know more if you wouldn't mind. It might prove useful to us later on. Sure, Instructor. I don't mind. Would you be willing to accompany me somewhere in that case? We can talk more about it on the way. Kurt briefed Rean on the item he was looking for, and the two headed out to their destination. Think this is the sword you're looking for? It must be, it matches the description. Warren Vander was the renowned swordsman who founded the Vandler School. This is one of the two legendary swords he wielded during the War of the Lions. No kidding, Ronan Vander really was an incredible swordsman, known for taking up arms with a young Trixel himself 250 years ago. So this is the sword the ancestor used, huh? Indeed, his left-handed short sword, to be precise, has been missing since the war. Bungie reached out to me from the Nail Fortress. They had apparently received a word about a sword matching the description recently. You may be able to discover the essence of what it means to be a sword of protection through the blades that once belonged to Roland. That was a top-secret communication he went out of his way to send to the Macabre. Can you understand? They didn't show up during the last Civil War, and showed up now, when you were instructing to Crow as a swordsman. Even other people would probably consider it fate. I admit, I'm more than a little self-conscious that I may be unworthy of such an honor. Even so, this is the sword my family has spent generations searching for. As a vendor, I must retrieve it. Right, to sort things out with the store owner. Thanks to their friendship with Ash, the store owner McEnroe gave him a special prize. He got it polished at the weapon workshop and then took it out to give it a test run. This is the sword Ronan Vander once used. How do you like it? The weight and balance are perfect. It almost feels like it was made for me. Of course, I'm a dual wielder. I'll need another of these if I'm going to make full use of it. What's going on? Yeah, it's like there's something searching into me. Kurt. Traxxas, my lord and dearest friend, I hereby pledge myself to your course. I will not flee to your side until you accomplish your goal. This I swear upon my blades. And if the power you wield should prove too much for you, I'll do whatever it takes to bring you back to your senses. Even if it costs me my life, I will watch over you and the Empire. What was that? A memory stored within the sword, maybe? No, maybe it would be more accurate to call it an echo of its owner's consciousness. In other words, you just caught a glimpse of Roland Vander's past. That was Roland? Unbelievable. The man himself fell during the War of the Lions, but it looks like a part of his spirit remained in the sword to watch over Emperor Traxxas. He's probably resonated with us due to our connection as Awakener and Secondary Contractor and our similar relationship to Traxxas and Roland. I see. A piece of Roland's soul, huh? I never thought I'd get to feel connected to my ancestor in such a manner. I can't let him outdo me, as I wander out to my family and myself to overcome this trial. I'll open Princess Cedric's eyes to the truth, just like Roland would have done for Trixels. With you as my witness, I swear it upon this blade. Inspiring words, Kurt. I'll be counting on you. Kurt and Rean continued to train before returning to the Merkaba. Kurt decided to keep hold of the sword until its partner could be found. Und ja, ich werde es immer noch nicht nutzen, aber ich glaube, das sollte schon ein bisschen verraten, was es mit den Ronin Twin Swords hat. Denn es sind dann Cosmetic-Items, womit wer dann halt auch normal, wenn er rumläuft, die Schwerter trägt. Und dann kann man die Dinge noch abgeben. A true encrusted bracelet. Wow. You deserve such a fancy gift. You've been a great friend to me for a long while now. Besides, it suits you. Disarming honesty. I had to think of something to give you in return. Thank you for the bracelet, Rean. That's very sweet of you. No thanks necessary. If it makes you happy, that's all that matters. Oh, that leather belt. Can't say it's much to look at, but it's pretty sturdy. I never come running to you for fashion advice, but you've got an eye for sensible quality stuff, I'll give you that. I take you like it in. So it's yours to keep. Wouldn't turn down a free gift, thanks. But I will be paying you back for this someday, got it? I don't have to, it would be nice. Oh, it's this. It's a ring with a wall set design. Damn, dude, you know just what suits my taste, don't you? It was a bit of a guess, but it seems I hit the bullseye. Glad you like it. Oh, I still haven't paid you back for that 50 mirror, have I? Guess I'm gonna have to pay you back or something really nice. Thanks, so. Appreciate it. Here I come. Gut. Dann haben wir noch zwei bei der Warning Events. Alright, nice work earlier. But because of you guys, Tova. Good job giving all that information. By the way, what's that O fire on the screen? You see, at least I brought some data over to the Merkaba. They appear to be files that she got from Rean, the girl from Überall. Rean, you mean Tita's friend, right? The former enforcer? What kind of data did you give her? I remember about a month ago when the Liberian crossbow teams infiltrated Orca's tower together. Apparently they acquired some top-secret files full of confidential information. They might have some detailed records on exactly what happened in Heimdall back then. Right. Not to mention information on past incidents, information that's not so unknown. Problem is, the files are protected, they're not going to be easy to analyze. So the idea came up of dividing the files between us to be decoded individually. That makes sense. All the information would definitely be a huge help to us and all our allies. For the same, that's why I decided to pitch in. I'm working on one of the files right now. It seems like one might be able to parse. Let's see. These files are encrypted. The more showers at work, the better, I imagine. Mind if I try to help, Tova? There's enough computers for the both of us. Things would go faster if we divvy up the work. You don't have to do that, Rean. I don't know how busy you must be. I find the time to do everything on your own. That's a bad habit you're going to have to kick. You know a thing or two about using computers. Just tell me which part I should work on. Rean, you're the last person I want to lecture me about taking too much on. Just a point. Still, I really would appreciate the help. Go ahead and take a seat. Configurations complete. Initiating automated analysis. Thanks, Rean. I'm all done setting up on my end too. Now to integrate the task, then we'll start auto-logging the analysis results. We should go grab us something to drink. Yeah, all that's left to do now is wait until it's finished. Yes, work there, Tova. Here, I got this for you. Did you? Wait, is that cocoa? I myself, I know it's a favorite of yours. Your treat then, huh? Thanks, Rean. You got black coffee for yourself, though? Well, that's not fun. Sorry, I'm not really one for sugary drinks. So it's just like back in school, sitting around the student council room. You guys helping me out, me lending you a hand in turn. Looks like it happened all over again. I'm glad you're alright though. Rean, thanks. Still, we have a whole mountain's worth of problems left to go through. We still don't know where Elise is, or the rest of the academy personnel at that. Sure, Angie's back, but George? And Grow, no matter how Chivo reacts, he's still... Toll. Okay, I will stop. I've been for a real hair ruffling if Grow helped me whining like this. I'm sure Angie would just take that as a challenge to start rubbing herself against me. I think that might end up happening anyway. You're telling me. These two are just the same as ever, aren't they? I bet George is too. Somewhere way deep down. Nothing's done. I just have to check the logs. Yep, split it up. And together, Toa and Rean finished piecing together the fragments of the secret document. We saw information regarding it, regarded an incident from around 17 years ago. Unrelated to the present situation, it was nevertheless a startling and unexpected development. So what's this about? There's some previously unknown information about an airship incident from 17 years ago. The one with the international ship that ran between Crosby and Halias up in Northumbria. There was a problem with the orb engine. Everyone on board died in the resulting crash. By the way, das ist der Airship-Accident, was Lloyd seine Eltern gekostet hat. Grimwoods seine Familie gekostet hat. Und noch ein paar einigen anderen Leuten. But the truth is, this was an accident. It was an attack, one resulting from a secret battle between Erebonian and Kawadian intelligence divisions. Most of the passengers were cross-balanced citizens, and the whole event became an indirect cause of the Crosby's bid for independence 2 years ago. There was also a few Erebonian citizens aboard as well. See, like your parents. They were on their way home from attending an academy conference as political science and economics specialists, right? Right, I was pretty young then, so my memories of it are very faint. My grandfather told me the conference was about seeking out possible methods of economic revitalization for Northumbria. Toll. And of course, the people of Crosby were livid. But they were never paid any real mind compared to the major powers whose squabble they'd gotten caught up in. I feel like I'm only now getting a real sense of just how outrageous all of this was. Toll. Each of these events of the past is invariably chained to the situation we found ourselves in today. Deswegen bringe ich diese ganzen Momente immer wieder auf. That goes for this incident and for Hamel too. Sure, the Empire's curse may be the underlying cause, but the cause is nothing without people to act upon it. That's why we can't afford to look away. We have to face what lies ahead of us. You're right, Tova. But even so, I...
ありがとう、リン君。おかげで助かっちゃった。さてと、なんとか解析結果をリベール組やクロスベル組にも届けないとね。
Yeah, let's... Guess I should let it be for the time being. See if this keeps up.